10 Habits That Keep You Poor. Welcome to our channel, the Enchanted Luxury Studio, where we talk about wealth and luxury. They say that it is not your fault to be born poor, but staying poor is a choice. As we gain more experience in life, it will become more apparent that the choices we constantly make are the deciding factors in generating wealth. Our poor habits of managing our money can create a ripple effect that may inevitably bury us in debt and financial crisis we can't get out of. Stay with us until the end of this video to learn what to watch out for. Here are the top 10 habits that keep you poor. Number 1. Poor mentor, poor advice, poor you. Many say that you're only as good as your mentor. After all, we become what we learn, right? So it is gravely important to choose the people you will listen to. If you take advice from someone poor or the very least mediocre, what result do you think you'll have? You should build a network of people that are currently in the place you aspire to be. Aside from your natural skills, the experiences and knowledge of these people will help you achieve greater things. In terms of monetary aspects, they can elevate your opportunities because they already have access to them. We can never truly know if a piece of advice will be effective until after we do it. The advantage of surrounding yourself with people who already have results is that they can show you the blueprint of success. If you keep listening to the poor pieces of advices, you'll probably get poor results. Number 2. Blindly chasing luck for easy riches. You need to understand early on that luck is not a strategy for acquiring wealth. Aside from the fact that it is unlikely that you will suddenly win a huge amount of money, if you blindly chase luck, you're taking away your control. Most of your life's outputs are in your hands. You are responsible and liable for your success or failure in life. Most importantly, you should be in control of the expansion of your wealth. The sooner you learn this, the better. This mindset will keep you away from gambling and force you to strategize better instead. Wealthy people make sure that they have the highest probability of gaining money, while people who stay poor place higher bets in a lottery. Working smart will diminish the value of luck. Number 3. Always indulging your wants. Poor people do not necessarily mean that they have no access to riches or money. You can be rich yet still poor. The reason for this is that you are unwise in delegating your expenses. You indulge before you earn, then you spend on things you cannot afford. Have you ever heard of the stories of people going to designer brand stores like Hermes, Gucci, and others, then the salesperson inside made them feel insulted and poor? Just to prove the sales agent wrong, they will buy more products than they intended to in the first place. Maybe you remember Julia Roberts' scene in Pretty Woman? After they rub it and the salesperson knows that they can afford these designer products, they felt good about themselves again. However, when the credit card bill arrives and they spent more than they should have, they will rue the day they ever step into that Gucci store. When spending money, you should be mindful of not only what you buy but also of your reason for buying. If you won't need it for at least a year, don't buy it. If it will affect your entire budget for a month, you cannot afford it. If you don't start prioritizing your expenses, you will be trapped in the profit schemes of bigger corporations. Number 4. Failing to keep track of your money expenditures. You need to keep track of your expenditures to avoid mistakes and learn better strategies. It was formally established that we need to be better at strategizing our wealth gain, and a consistently clear rundown of your expenditures will help this aspect. It is important that you know how your money comes in and out. This way you can keep track of unnecessary expenses. Budget your money to avoid being in a vulnerable situation. When you can see the movement of your money, it is easier to strategize to improve. Number 5. Living way above your means. As they say, if you have to ask if you can afford it, you probably don't. You should stop spending the money you don't have because it will lead you to debt. It's hard to be broke and penniless, but it's harder to be buried in debt. Once you start borrowing money with only your salary to pay, you become a 21st century slave. So as a rule of thumb, buy it only if you can actually afford it. Instead of creating debt, you should first create additional means to afford the things you desire. Earn the money first before spending it to avoid paying the extra amount of interest. Go ahead and get your favorite beverage and popcorn. Subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications. Number 6. Prioritizing the appearance of wealth for social climbing schemes. A friendly piece of advice: stop trying to impress people you don't even like. Social climbing is a deadly scheme. People often sacrifice their life savings just to maintain their social status. Appearing rich is their priority instead of actually gaining wealth. They define their self-worth by the impressions of the people around them. If you find yourself spending your entire asset on a luxury car just so you can feel that you belong to the circle, you do not belong to that circle. Trying to stay inside will eventually be your undoing. The pleasure of high social status is a product of wealth, not the other way around. If you try to bypass this rule, you'll act in a foolish scheme and will never win. Number 7. Failing to generate additional income through different sources. I need to emphasize it again, but your 9-to-5 job will never make you rich. According to studies, most self-made millionaires have at least 3 streams of income. I can already hear your protests. I can barely maintain my current job. How can I take another? This is why it's important to work smart, not work hard. Take advantage of passive incomes that can continue to generate profit even if you are not actively working. The income keeps rolling even in your sleep. Easier said than done, but genuinely possible if you are willing to try. Besides, if it's easy, everyone will do it, right? Obviously, not everyone is rich, but you can be if you follow the mindset of established, wealthy people. Number 8. Avoid wasting time and money. Entertainment is a privilege because time is wealth. When you consume more than you create, you are bound to stay poor, so it is imperative that we make use of our time to be productive at all times. Instead of consuming media for entertainment, create content to gain profit. Instead of watching great stories of people on television, create your own inspiring story that other people will watch. Do not be stuck on being the target market of entertainment and waste your time. Make sure that every minute of your day is worthy and income generating. You may indulge in the privilege of entertainment when you can afford it already. Until then, don't waste money by wasting time. Number 9. Failure to think long-term for short-term enjoyments. You only live once. Many people use that sentence to justify reckless behaviors. However, isn't it more logical to use it as a reminder to be cautious? We only live once, so we should live a life worth living. Living a mountain of debt when you die is not a pleasant legacy. Even the premature debt we will have if we fail to have access to health insurance. Poor people always say that money is not happiness. However, it creates many pathways that contribute to a happier life. If you prioritize short-term enjoyment while failing to plan for a long-term investment, your lifestyle will be unsustainable. Number 10. Failure to take advantage of the investment industry. Learning how to free dive is cool and all, but learning about generating wealth and how money works will keep you winning in life. Poor people have a false sense of the inner workings of generating money. They arrogantly think that they understand it by simply watching others do it. However, if you don't study it closely and gain more knowledge, you're missing a great opportunity. There are accessible resources online that you can take advantage of, particularly about the investment industry. You should not only learn how to save money, but also how to wisely gain income. Through investments, whether in real estate or the stock market, you can have a passive source of profit. Thank you for spending some time with us today. We hope that this video helps you succeed on your path to a life of luxury. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. If you like this video, don't forget to leave a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. Thanks for watching.